England are rubbish, but we are defying football logic. And we are in the semi-finals. England are going to be playing in Dortmund against the Dutch in the semi-final of Euro 2024. So whilst I concede that things aren't going our way, whilst I concede there is an awful lot that we need to get our teeth into, should Harry Kane start? Does Ivan Toney deserve an opportunity to lead the line? Should Luke Shaw be brought in? Does Bukayo Saka need to switch wings? Does Trent Alexander-Arnold need to be accommodated? Does Cole Palmer suddenly deserve an opportunity? Does Mark Gahey immediately come back into the starting lineup? Or does Ezri Konsa, the gladiator that played at the back for England so well against the Swiss, deserve an opportunity to keep his place in the team? There are a myriad of conversations that can be had about this England team. The most posing, and one I think I'm going to do a video on, is Harry Kane. Does Harry Kane deserve to start for England in a semi-final? Or does Ivan Toney really deserve to lead the line? I think a good way to approach this question is actually not to think about it through the lens of yourself. So not your opinion, but try and embody the way that, say, Jude Bellingham would feel. Would Jude Bellingham prefer to play football with Harry Kane ahead of him or with Ivan Toney ahead of him? Would Bukayo Saka be a better player with Harry Kane on the pitch or with Ivan Toney on the pitch? Would Phil Foden feed better off Ivan Toney or of Harry Kane? But that's a video for another time. On this video, before the post-mortem of England's victory against Switzerland, we need to bask in the glory. We need to enjoy it. And what we need to do is give some player ratings. Just before I do that, though, I need to let you know that this video is brought to you by HelloFresh. More about that later. So we will start with Jordan Pickford, England's penalty hero yet again. He saved Manuel Akanji's spot kick, didn't he? That was the moment. That was the seminal moment in the game. And not only did he make a save from the Swiss icon, he made the first penalty save. He put England into such a privileged position. The fact that England could go 1-0 up and then 2-0 up because of the brilliance of Jordan Pickford really is something huge. What a contribution from him. What a goalkeeper. He's a lunatic, and I love him. The penalty save was brilliant and decisive. The distribution was good. He had very little to worry about apart from the goal where he was wrong-footed, but that wasn't his fault. Jordan Pickford, icon, 8 out of 10. Kyle Walker. It's really not going well for him this tournament. It really isn't falling his way. He's a wonderful player, one of the best to have ever done it, and a player that I certainly think should still be starting for England. But he has to improve. This isn't looking good. He was far better than he was against Slovakia. In that Slovakia game, I think it was the worst 45 minutes I've ever seen him have. But still not impressed. Kyle Walker on form never lets Embolo get across him to score the way that he did. And for that, I'm going to give him a 5. I think if Gareth Southgate is going to be ruthless moving into the next round, there could be a really awkward conversation about Kyle Walker's place in this England team. If Kyle Walker's going to be playing centrally, it's different. Kyle Walker must start as a third centre-half. But if we're going to go back to a back four, I think there could be a genuine conversation about Trent Alexander-Arnold coming into the team. 5 out of 10 for Kyle Walker. John Stones. Calm, composed, a brilliant presence for England. Could have done a little bit more to prevent Embolo scoring. Got a touch on it, didn't really do enough. So he's going to get a few marks taken off for that. But generally speaking, I think John Stones is a player. Love the bloke. I'm going to give John Stones a 6 out of 10 here. Blocks, interceptions, reading of runs, doing everything that we wanted him to do. Ezri Konsa, a gladiator. Adore the man. He came into a team that was set. Mark Gahey had made the position his own, and Mark Gahey has been phenomenal for England. England's best performer. It's going to be intimidating for Ezri Konsa to come into a back line that is already playing very well and be deputising for England's best defender. But he didn't let it affect him at all. He was wonderful. He also looked expert on the left. In the end, it was right that he was replaced by Shaw, but I was so impressed by Ezri Konsa's performance. A geezer. Adore him. And anyone who thinks I should be deducting him points for being nutmegged, I suppose you have a point. Nearly gave him an 8. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 here. Next up, Bukayo Saka. But before we get into that, I need to tell you something amazing. This from HelloFresh will change your life. I truly love it. Have a look. This video is brought to you by HelloFresh. Trust me, don't skip this. What I'm about to tell you will definitely help you out. And I can say that because I genuinely use HelloFresh. It is so good. Listen up. HelloFresh are doing a fantastic offer that you simply cannot miss. You must sign up today. The link is in the description below. Trust me, it is so good. Even if you are a terrible cook like me, HelloFresh make it so easy that you can cook delicious and nutritious meals without too much effort. There is also an outrageously good offer that is available for you today. If you do sign up, you will get free desserts for life. That's right, you will never pay for a dessert ever again. Look, let me show you how good this is, right? It really is so simple. Say you're in the mood for, what do you like, beef? Ooh, Yes, please. Sticky honey beef rice bowl. Look at that. And that only takes you 20 minutes. So easy. So good for you. So tasty. What more could you possibly want? They provide everything for you. They make it all so easy. It just lands on your doorstep like a dream parcel that you can then easily cook. You can actually wine and dine someone, a little bit of romance, or just have a lovely night in on your own. Whack on a Guy Ritchie film or something. So there we have it. You simply must sign up today before the end of the month to get this offer. If you do, you will get 60% off of your first box and 20% off of the next 2 months. Plus, like I mentioned, you will never pay for a dessert again. Free desserts for life. Right, there we go. Told you I was going to help you out. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bukayo Saka, the easiest player to grade here, 10 out of 10. The perfect afternoon. England's best performer, a redemptive penalty, a wonderful goal. What more could we possibly ask for? This is the game where he burst into life. He was outrageously good. He was our most dangerous man for the entire game. He battered his fullback every single time he picked up the ball. He burnt past him. He was a constant thorn in the opposition side, and he scored a beautiful goal. I love the man. The relief when he scored that penalty. The smile when he scored the penalty. 10 out of 10 for Bukayo Saka. We are so lucky to have him. What a player he is. How many players in world football, in the history of the game, could be a wicked right winger and an amazing left back? What a player. Kobe Mainoo. I thought it was an excellent performance from him yet again. That place in the team is now his. We've tried lots of options there, haven't we? Trent Alexander-Arnold. God, that feels a long time ago, doesn't it? Conor Gallagher obviously had an opportunity there, but that place, that third berth in midfield, belongs to Kobe Mainoo. Created space, never stopped trying, gave Granit Xhaka no peace at all. He's amazing. I love him. Kobe Mainoo, 7 out of 10. Next up, Declan Rice. Now, I think this might sound harsh, but I want more from Declan Rice. I want more. Maybe I'm judging him more harshly than other players because I think he's so good, because he's shone for Arsenal, because we know how dominant he can be. But ultimately, I feel like he's not doing enough. He looked better. He looked more assured. I think he prefers having 3 centre-halves behind him. But we know how good Declan Rice is. We know how brilliant Declan Rice can be. He hasn't yet demonstrated it at this tournament. I really want him, particularly in this semi-final, against that Dutch midfield, to take the game by the scruff of the neck and drag England to victory. The way that we saw him do it for Arsenal so many times last year. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but I'm only going to give Declan Rice a 6 out of 10 here. Kieran Trippier. I mean, what can we say about Kieran Trippier that hasn't been said 100 times already? I appreciate what he's doing. I admire his professionalism. I love the fact that he's playing out of position and isn't moaning about it and doing a job for England, for Southgate, for his country. Thank you, Kieran. But it's terrible, isn't it? It's just terrible. It's a waste of time. He's one of the worst players on the pitch every single time he plays. It isn't working. Playing him out of position is a nightmare. And ultimately, England can't win a tournament with him in the team. I truly believe that. Luke Shaw, please, I'm begging you, please find fitness. We are desperate. Kieran Trippier, fair play, but God, no. It's having a nightmare impact on the whole team. The pitch is becoming so small because of Kieran Trippier's desperation to perennially turn inside, to perennially play the ball backwards. We're stuttering because of Kieran Trippier, and the sooner he is out the team, the better. Luke Shaw, please, God, find fitness. 2 out of 10. Jude Bellingham. I just love this bloke. I think he is so brilliant. He is the star quality. He is the Hollywood in our team. He is the stardust, the razzle-dazzle. He is everything that we need. The way that he got Shah booked, didn't it just feel so Real Madrid of him? It was so in keeping with everything that he would learn at Real Madrid. Wind someone up, get them booked, don't lose your cool yourself. How cool was he taking a penalty, by the way? Coolness personified. Literally never going to miss. No jeopardy whatsoever. He also played a big role for England, playing a bit deeper, taking one for the team. Very impressed by Jude Bellingham yet again. And we still have to be grateful for what happened in the last game, don't we? You know, we wouldn't even be playing this game if it wasn't for his contribution. Jude Bellingham, one of our star players this tournament, I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. Phil Foden. Now, this is becoming a point of contention. Lots of people seem to be suggesting that Phil Foden should be dropped from the England team. They seem to be suggesting that England would be a better team without Phil Foden in it. I think these people are insane. Phil Foden isn't having a bad tournament. He isn't playing badly for England. He isn't controlling games. He isn't winning games single-handedly the way that he was doing for Manchester City. But he is most certainly contributing massively to England. Forever a thorn in the opposition side. Forever asking for the ball. Forever encouraging his teammates, forever an option for his teammates. He doesn't stop running, busy, so on the front foot. I love Phil Foden, and I truly believe, mark my words on this, Phil Foden's moment in this tournament is going to come. If England win in Dortmund, beating the Dutch, I won't be surprised if it's a Phil Foden winner. If we're lucky enough to get to the final, Phil Foden could easily win the tournament for us because he has been knocking on the door every single game this tournament. People are being so harsh. I love him. I think he's doing the business, and I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. Next up, it's Harry Kane. It's literally not working, is it? Everything that we expect from Harry Kane isn't happening, and I don't see how I can give him more than a 3 out of 10. It's painful for me to do that. I love Kane. I rate him so highly. I think he's the best player in this team, and I think he's arguably the best player at the tournament. But he is playing so poorly that it is now a legitimate question to even have a conversation about Ivan Toney starting ahead of him. Doesn't look comfortable. He's trying to lead the press. He can't do it. He's dropping too deep. Players don't know where to go. He's getting in other people's way. I think that Harry Kane has actually become detrimental to this England team. And that is why I'm going to do a video about this very issue. It's awful to say, but I can't give Harry Kane any more than a 3 out of 10. Next up, Cole Palmer. Everything that you need from him, he delivers. Every time you need anything from Cole Palmer, he delivers. He is the man that will never let you down. When England need him to shine, he shines brightest. And the way that he took his penalty, again, there was never any doubt that he was going to score. He slotted it home and he put England 1-0 up, taking the biggest penalty, the first penalty, opening the account for England. Having the guts, the wherewithal to do that at his tender age. I just love this bloke. I just love him. And I think that if there is a way to get him starting games for England, it needs to happen. 8 out of 10 for Cole Palmer, the absolute boy. Luke Shaw, I'm giving a 9 out of 10. I think he was brilliant. He looked really assured considering he hasn't kicked a football since February. And my God, we need him. England's hopes of winning this tournament have suddenly elevated simply because we have a left footer on the left-hand side. Luke Shaw, please God, get fit. We saw a brilliant, crucial extra time block. He is the answer. He is the oracle. And I'm giving him this mark, hoping that it will inspire him and inspire Southgate to pick him. 9 out of 10, Luke Shaw. That's ridiculous, isn't it? I can't give him a 9. I'm going to give Luke Shaw, he gets an 8. He gets an 8 out of 10. Considering he hasn't kicked a ball since February, he's been brilliant. Eberechi Eze, I think he did very well. I think he was actually sent on as a sort of panic moment from Gareth Southgate. I don't think he really knew what to do, and he went with Eze. There was a moment where I thought Eze should have scored, and a man of his quality probably should have scored. But ultimately, he did very well. I'm going to give Eberechi Eze 7 out of 10. Ivan Toney. I mean, he is becoming a serious, serious thorn in Harry Kane's side because Ivan Toney looks assured. He looks game. He looks hungry. He wins everything. He's keen. He's up for it. He's fit. And that penalty that he scored, how assured was that? The eyes. He never took his eyes off the keeper. Truly, truly brilliant. And I think he's got that thing, you know, that swagger, that arrogance that you need to lead the line for England. There could be a very uncomfortable conversation coming for Harry Kane very soon because of the brilliance of Ivan Toney. 8 out of 10. And last but not least, it's England's hero, Trent Alexander-Arnold. What a moment for him. I'm delighted for Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm delighted for Gareth Southgate because those two have obviously had a relationship that has gone on for the years and they made it work. It's huge that Trent Alexander-Arnold has sent England into a semi-final. England have won a penalty shootout and the winner was scored by Trent Alexander-Arnold. In the spirit of Eric Dyer, I am over the moon for Trent Alexander-Arnold, England's hero at last. 8 out of 10 for Trent. So there we have it. They are my brutal England rankings. Please do me a favour. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think I've been too harsh? Do you think I've been too generous? Really interested to hear your thoughts. So please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Please do click subscribe before you go. It really does help me out. And give this video a like if you've enjoyed it. We're limping, but it's actually happening, isn't it? It's actually going to happen. To Berlin in a bit.